Hey everyone, today's topic will hit you in the right place if you have a thing for classic car features and nostalgic feelings for vintage cars. Today we will discuss iconic classic car features you must have seen or heard about but don't see anymore. Like us, you must have noticed that classic cars accompanied such cool, exclusive, and beautiful features that many of us are missing today in advanced ones. That's why today, the classic cars fan base is bound to the older and younger generations on the same level. Let's start today's ride to the classical era with manual hand crank windows. You may still see these in some of today's low-end cars, but this feature is quickly vanishing. Before electric power windows were invented, manual hand crank windows were used in many classic cars. These windows were operated by a hand crank located on the door panel. Back then, these were an engineering beauty as these windows converted the rotary motion of the hand crank into the linear up and down movement of the window using a scissor-like device. However, these crank windows were very slow and used to make the ride very inconvenient during summer days especially. Because if you couldn't open a crank window while driving on a hot summer day, then good luck to you. You were going to take a bath through sweating. That's why the idea of power windows was in the auto market from as early as 1941, when Packard launched innovative Packard 180 series cars having hydraulic windows. But these windows were not in the standard cars due to expensive technology and errors in the initial stages. Then came the convertible cars that used these modified electronic hydraulic motors for the roof and windows. These motors proved very efficient, and many automakers started using powered windows instead of manual hand crank windows in their cars. The hand crank windows were not phased out until the 1970s, and some car models continued to offer manual windows as an option until the 1990s. But slowly, this feature of old times disappeared from modern-day cars. Today, in the age of Tesla and the booming industry of innovative electric cars, some classic cars still have manual hand crank windows that, with the combination of cranky icy engine noise, give a satisfying mechanical feeling to car lovers. Moving on to another classic feature, we have Fender mounted mirrors. You must have seen them in James Bond movies when he drives classic cars. It may surprise you, but Fender mounted mirrors were first used in the early 1900s on horse-drawn carriages. Yep, you heard it right. Since several horses drew carriages on the road, it was apparent that they would use mirrors while turning. This unique feature was introduced in the automobile industry through Elmer Berger's patent named Cop Spotter in 1921. But Buick Special Series was the first production car to have Fender-mounted mirrors in 1938. Later, the Japanese imitated this idea and popularized it in the 50s and 60s. The mirrors were typically made of chrome and often featured ornate designs. These Fender-mounted mirrors were found on the hood of the car, and their central goal was to eliminate the blind spot and let the driver remain focused on the road in front of him. These mirrors helped give the drivers a clear idea of his surroundings. First, sports cars adopted this feature. Later, Fender-mounted mirrors were commonly used and became a recognition symbol for daily cars such as the Ford Model T and Chevrolet Impala. These mirrors had a boom in the 1950s, but in the 60s, automakers introduced side mirrors as they were close to the driver's eyesight and were more efficient. So, Fender-mounted mirrors lost functionality but remained for looks. That's it for today's video. We discussed the iconic manual hand crank windows and Fender mirrors. These are undoubtedly a doorway to our past and a reminder of how cars have been upgraded through constant innovation. I hope you liked the video. Thank you for showing so much love to our previous videos. We truly appreciate it and value your feedback. So don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more classic car videos in which we time travel to the past and check out unique classic features. Comment below which part of today's video you like the most and which features you want us to cover next. Until then, take care and see you in the following video.